All right, I think we can start. Let me quickly confirm if we have sound. To make sure everything is right for 100%. I don't know why it still hasn't started here on my application. This live stream. Okay. Confirm. Okay, it's on. So we can start. My name is Hightech, of course. I am the creator of the Hightech meme coin. Here in the left upper corner, you see the mint address of it. And on these live streams, I will be talking about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market and recently, and what I think about it. And somewhere in between the lines, I will be explaining what high tech is and why you maybe should be interested in it. Okay, let's go. Let's go then. Let's see what we are dealing with. If you guys have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. I should see it here. So don't hesitate if there is something of your interest. Of course, I may be able to give you a satisfying answer. So here, as you see, we have Bitcoin dominance in front of us, the chart of it. And yeah, last 3 days, 4 days actually, are in green, as you see, including today. And that is, of course, not what we want to see if we are hoping for the alt season. One thing I really don't like about it is that we have got this spike here reaching 59, over 59%. But for now, as you see, we remain below 58.6. That historically has been quite a significant level of support or resistance. So that is giving me hope that we will not see greater bounces of 57.6, and we will continue the downtrend. We will continue with the downtrend. That's what we want to see in upcoming days and weeks. I think we should be accelerating this waterfall here sometime soon. Right now we are having a little bit of a breather, and it's giving somewhat an impression that it could be over, but that's highly unlikely to be the case, to be honest. So I think this is just a trick of the market to make people think that way, just to keep that 1% rule I talk about, which is long-term winners in the market are always a group smaller than 1% of whole market participants, right? So that's what I think it is. Let's go over to other chart. Let's see how that one is performing today. So yeah, for a change, we're having a green day here today, because the last 3 days, not including today, as you see, were red, quite significantly red. Now, since we reached a correction this deep, we went down to below $290 billion level. We are probably have a little bit of a sideways price action here, and we'll probably stay here for the rest of this week. It's Wednesday today, so not including today, 4 days. 4 days left, although it's pretty early, so 5 days. Most of you guys who are watching this material, it's actually 5 days, almost 5 full days. So I don't expect the rest of this week to be overly exciting, to be honest. I think tomorrow we have one more report or meeting or something like that in United States regarding the U.S. economy. That could shake things up slightly more than this week already did. And that will be it. That will probably introduce a little bit more of price action noise. without bringing much more changes than we already have seen. And that's it. And we'll probably more or less end the week in this fashion. So I was right when I was talking on Sunday. I was right, seeing that SPYX, so tokenized SPY, had experienced a red Sunday. I was right that the traditional market is going to open lower. It did open lower, but later it recovered very nicely. And unfortunately, the crypto market completely did not follow it. Yesterday was red, as you see. So yeah, so Monday was really, really green. Then Tuesday a little bit red, but as you see in this uptrend here, frequently we get slight corrections, just so later on we follow higher, right? So that's why this is definitely nothing to be worried about. I don't think in current environment we can count on large corrections just yet in TradFi, in traditional market. I think the time for that will be in November. I think November, starting from 1st of November, is good to pull up your guard and expect some blows coming your way. But until then, simply what liquidity grants is not enough for the big players to actually try to do anything large in scale. So yeah, a little bit disappointing that S&P 500 is performing so well, and crypto doesn't want to stand in the same line for now, of course. I think that's mainly because of the opportunities, mainly because of the opportunities derivatives market gave to market makers. So it incentivized by a lot to manipulate the price. Go down for that liquidity sitting below. But now when we analyze liquidation heat map on BTC USDT on Binance, as you see, most of liquidity is sitting above the price. So that's not the case that we have seen before. I was telling you guys, when it comes to the Bitcoin chart, that $108,000 level. I don't know why I don't have it marked here anymore. That's a courtesy of TradingView that always keeps erasing me those levels. Yeah, more or less here. So I was warning you guys that potentially we could revisit 108,000. I would not be. I said I would not be surprised if that happens. And the market at least attempted to do that. So far we are above 110. We did not go. We're not go past that, past 110. We stayed above. And in current shape, I think it can stay that way. I think we can. I mean, this could be over, right? This could be over with this corrective move, and from here, it's highly probable we'll just continue with the uptrend, especially given how liquidity is spread right now, and where is it located? As you see, it's located well above the price. All of the liquidity pockets are above the price. Beneath, there is practically nothing that could encourage market makers to try to dump it. There's just no money there. There's no money in it. So yeah, expect after this week, next week, expect a recovery. That's what I think. This week, of course, it did not go as I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more exciting before I saw Sunday, right? Because when I noticed what's going on SPYX, I immediately realized, okay, so it's not going to be as I was hoping for. So we have another week of standby, of a pause, of a stagnation. Actually, I think we could call it that way. Boring, just boring, but it is what it is. I mean, apparently this is what the market has been choosing to do for last almost 2 years, especially in the altcoin realm. That it tests our patience, right? It tests our patience. It tests what do we know about how market is actually working, right? The longer it takes, the easier it is to throw in the towel, right? But in my case, I've been in this for 11 years. I know very well how it works, and just a matter of time before we go up. There are only two major forces steering this market, and those are undersaturation and oversaturation. Nothing else. When we actually take a deeper look into how the outcome market looks right now, it's definitely undersaturated. I know whenever we go over to charts like others, for example, that's supposed to represent the whole of the outcome market, it looks much more bullish than bearish, so that could indicate there is some room to the downside, but this one here does not really represents how the overall market, outcome market looks like, because it's heavily influenced by what Binance does, what kind of coins they are listing, what kind of coins they are delisting. So yeah, it's I think we could call it a manipulated chart, right? So to a certain extent, it shows us that we should have at least one more very explosive move towards the upside. That should be multiple times bigger than all of those rallies we have seen recently. So than this, bigger than this, bigger than this. And that's on one hand. On the second hand, where we analyze how it is excluding Binance, let's say, manipulation here. It should look more or less like this. And to some, that could mean that this market does not have as bright future as this formation here. But in my opinion, the real state of it indicates that it actually has much more room to grow, right? Maybe it's not as obvious that it should experience a large growth. But what is definitely apparent is that it has definitely more room for growth. So the potential accumulated there is much larger than this chart indicates, and that's a plus. That's a huge plus in my eyes. Let's take a look how USDT is performing. So the dominance of the largest stable coin. So this one is trying to hold above 4%. As you see, it's doing quite a good job. In the recent time in that. However, it is displaying lower highs time and time again. When it comes to the lows, high lows, yeah, maybe a little bit, depending on how we look at it on what time frame, what we pay attention to. Are we Are we looking at the wicks? Are we looking at candle bodies? Normal candles versus Heikenhashi candles, and so on. Generally speaking, I think it's slowly giving up. It's not happening at pace that we would like to see, but it's definitely slowly giving up. It's losing the grip, right? And at the end of the day, it will have to roll over. It will have to fall from that 4% floor that has been working quite well recently for this asset. So yeah, this week will stay boring. Highly likely it will stay boring, and the fun probably will start with the beginning of the next one. Let me repeat myself once again. I think until November we will see this market booming in a big way. I think the altcoin season that is ahead of us is going to break all of the records. Why? Because US dollar is going to hell. Like they are literally sending it to hell, and everything is measured in US dollar. So here, as you see, we have fear and greed index at 39. That's a read from yesterday. That's very low, very very low. We actually entered fear territory. Altcoin season index, surprisingly, it actually went up slightly, even though yesterday was not the best day for altcoins because it was fairly red. I mean, better than the Monday, of course, but still fairly red. Let me see. Let me see what was. Okay. So it's the same. Okay, so it's the same level. Surprisingly, it's the same level as the day prior. And when it comes to spot ETFs, as you see, outflows, right? Although yesterday diminished, those outflows diminished greatly. So who knows? Maybe for today we are going to see a little bit of inflows. So yeah, let me take a quick look at live chat. Of course, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. I will see them in the live chat here. I will try to respond naturally. If I feel competent enough, of course. If I have no idea, then I will just let you know. I don't have that habit of pretending I know something I definitely do not. So yeah, let's take a look at X, my timeline. Let's see what we've got here. I see so far I didn't have many visits on this live stream, just one. So I don't know, maybe it's the hour. Usually have like several, I don't know, up to 20, sometimes above 20, beyond. Northern Trust just bought over $493 million worth of Bitcoin. That's something, but I don't know who those guys are. Northern Trust, to be honest, I have no idea. Let me test the sound. Let's take a look. Okay, the sound is working well. For a second, I doubted if all is good. Okay, let's see some more of it. So this is another version of Fear and Greed Index from alternative.io. I think that one works slightly different, is measured slightly different than the one that we can see on CoinMarketCap, but this one I trust more, to be honest. I think it's much more reliable. Ethereum ETFs now hold nearly 10% of total ETH supply. Massive institutional accumulation occurred in 2025. Yeah, I think it will continue over the rest of this year and 2026. And I think once Ethereum gets staking on spot ETFs. That upward inertia will last slightly longer. But once they start selling, it will be pretty much over for Ethereum. And not from one day to another. It will not happen overnight. I mean, definitely, you don't have to be worried about something like that. It will have, strong bounces on the way down. But from then, zero trajectory will start, in my opinion. And Ethereum will literally go over time. It will go to zero. Bitcoin.com news. CFTC advances tokenized collateral initiative, paving way for stablecoins as derivatives, market marking amid Genius Act implementation push. Yeah, so that's good. Not really, and that they're not trying to outlaw stablecoins on one hand, but on the other hand, I'm a little bit worried they are going to overregulate. That's generally what governments do. They overregulate things. But the good part, I think, once US, let's say, creates regulatory framework for stablecoins, the whole globe will start to treat stablecoins much more seriously, and they'll create their own, and um, that will make the case for stablecoins. Let's say, market that will be competitive, and that competition will make stablecoins do what they're supposed to do, right? So allow the choice, allow the free flow of money. Some will be more restrictive than the others, but some will be offering the same what they offer today. Before much restrictions are in place, and that will allow the whole space to thrive. So I think we should definitely not be afraid of the future. I think the future is very bright, and it will get only better. But not thanks to like regulators. They are trying to take over it, put their hands on it, but that they will not succeed. Cointelegraph. B. Californian governor candidate vows to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Okay. That guy probably will not win. Samson Mao, Alan Back is not a retard. Definitely not, but he's a very early backholder in Bitcoin, so you must look at him through those lenses. That of course he will be shilling Bitcoin because it backs him up. But I mean, you should not be, let's say, blindly believing in Bitcoin Maxis narratives because they're highly likely not going to play out the way they think they will. And at some point, Bitcoin will have to step down from the first place on the podium. That's just a matter of time because it works in free market environment. And in such an environment, a monopoly is not really possible to maintain for too long. And the competition that keeps popping up all over the place is getting better and better. So that's why just remember nothing lasts forever. And together with AI and the quantum computers, everything speeds up. Everything acquires so fast, speed of development that it may at some point it may become a little bit difficult to keep track of it. And that's the way the world works, right? It's the survival of the fittest, right? So yeah, you have to keep adapting. If you're not adaptive, then your defeat is guaranteed. So that's why share, like, and subscribe, right? So subscribe to the channel because here I explain things probably nobody ever explained to you, and I point out basic truths that some people are not willing to accept, and for the sake of your comfort, of your psychological comfort, they will literally be lying to you, and that's never a good thing to do, right? To lie, it's never a good thing to do in the long run. Breaking: Behold announces its first purchase of 100 bitcoins. UK stacking Bitcoin. Yeah, now it will work well for us until probably the end of 2026. Corrections will come, don't doubt it. Even against depreciating US dollars, Bitcoin will still have minus 80, minus 70, minus 80% correction when this market is oversaturated. US Treasury buys back another $750 million of its own debt. Yeah, the fiat system is very weird. they create debt with printing, and then they buy it back with printing. Breaking: Tether is rising $20 billion at a $500 billion valuation, making it the most valuable private company. This is wild. Yeah, this is blockchain, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it allows. Amazing scalability at very little cost. That's why I'm to some extent, let's say, starting kind of a similar thing, but in completely other area with my meme coin called high tech. Here it is. This is its chart. We started at $1. Right now it's $130 per coin. In the description section of this live stream, you will find a link to its liquidity pool. You can acquire a little bit of it. And since this is the only project I promote on all of my social media, it kind of translates to my social media stock. So this is a very innovative take on this, and I don't know, you may want to participate in it. So yeah, quite a lot of things are going on. Many purchases, many talks on regulatory side of things. $2.4 trillion Amazon is now hiring a Bitcoin and crypto ecosystem lead. Okay, as you see. Michael Saylor's strategy now owns almost 640,000 Bitcoin, worth over $72 billion. That is definitely not a small change. Yep. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up. Share, like, and subscribe. If you consider this format attractive, and what I had to say here. Right now, I do not live stream every single day, but the moment I gather more following, more subscribers, I will definitely attempt to do that. So right now I do it like I think at least twice a week. And yeah, if you would like me to do these live streams more frequently, then subscribe or give me a follow, and it will surely happen. So thank you guys for your time, and I see you sometime soon. Cheers.